There we go. You're welcome. Good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you're joining me from. Hi, guys. It's nice to be back. Let me just put up our topic, which is hair care for swimmers. Hi, Bloom. Hi, good evening. Hair care for swimmers. Hi, Senalia Naturals from Makudi. Hi. Thank you for joining me this evening. Bloom. I don't know the face behind Bloom Hair Atelier, but I like your work. Anyway, you already know I like your work. You already know that. It's nice to have you. Let me just pin the comment, and we can start. So if you've been joining me the past few weeks, I usually make these evenings quite brief but punchy. Oh, you're welcome. Boom, anytime. And I refer people to you, people that are on that axis. Just okay, go there. Yes, so good evening. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Olushola David Elebede, and I am a hair coach, and I'm the founder of Mommy Mo Hair Care, based in Nigeria and Kenya. So what do I do? I inspire you, I motivate you, and I teach you how to manage or handle your child's natural hair in a way that promotes good health. And if you're looking for length, then you will get the length. I also help adults, because I always get, it's only children you attend, what about adults? I also help adults. Once you know you need my help and you ask me for help, I'm here to help you. All right. So our various services include, we have consultations, which I do virtually. And then, of course, if you're in my own location, then you can have a physical hair care consultation with me. We sell silk items, silk bonnets, silk pillowcases, silk head wraps, silk, all to protect your hair. Natural hair care products, which are quite effective. You can see my own hair. Quite effective and very affordable for adults and for children. We also sell hair care tools that you can use to take care of your natural hair or your child's natural hair. And then, of course, we have our flagship online course, which is the Healthy Hair Soundbites online course. Now, I won't go too much into this because I want to teach you a bit tonight, but just know this, that the Healthy Hair Soundbites online course, oh, Bloom, thank you. The Healthy Hair Soundbites online course is designed to teach moms the foundational basics that they need to know in caring for their children's natural hair. I do this on the course with video lessons, live teachings. You have my support for 3 months. So you have me like basically on call. Mommy Mo, I wanted to do this. Okay, let's sort it out. Mommy Mo, I wanted to buy this. Okay, let's sort it out. And I get really specific and I help you out. So I handhold you for 3 months to take care of your child's hair. So that's it. So let's really get into the business of today, which is hair care for swimmers. I've had a couple of people ask me this. I also have swimmers. My children swim, both of my children swim. One of them is on the swim squad, so she swims pretty often. And I know it is a point of concern, let me put it that way, for mothers. Okay, my daughter is swimming. How am I supposed to care for this hair while she's swimming? So is it status quo? Am I supposed to care for the hair the way we're caring for it before she started swimming lessons, or the swimming arrangement and all of that? And the answer is, you need to change things a bit. You need to adjust things a bit, because what is happening to the hair is no longer status quo. This child was not swimming before, okay? Now they're swimming, so something has changed. And when something changes, you need to think it through. Okay, this change, does it have an effect or not? Okay, so now with swimming, it will have an effect. Why? Because of chlorine. Now, chlorine on its own is actually a pretty good chemical. It's in, I think there's a small percentage of chlorine in the water that we drink to make it safe. And of course, the chlorine is in the pool water to make sure that it's safe for swimming, because water is a fantastic breeding ground for bacteria of all sorts, bacteria, fungi, whatever it is. Okay, so we put chlorine in it to keep us safe. Now, chlorine, if you're in frequent contact with it or in frequent contact with pool water, it can have a damaging effect. And I use the word can because it depends on how you are managing your chlorine contact. Okay, now chlorine can be damaging in the fact that if your child's hair is exposed to chlorine, the chlorine water, the pool water, constantly, regularly, and it has the time to dry in the hair, what happens is that the chlorine binds to the hair strands and kind of like creates a barrier that prevents adequate moisturization from getting in. So if it prevents adequate moisture from getting in, it means that that hair is going to end up being a bit dry, and over time will get even more dry and become brittle, and then of course you now start having breakage. So you first have the dryness and then you now start having breakage. But this is if you are not caring for the hair the way you should. All right, so now I've told you why you need to adjust things because of the chlorine. You know, there's an impact. All right, now there are a couple of stages wherein you need to take action for children that swim. And you can also apply this to your own hair if you swim often. If you're someone that swims every week or you swim twice a week, you know, you're a frequent swimmer, your child is a frequent swimmer, you can also apply the information I'm giving for your child to your own hair as well. Now, you need to bear in mind stuff that you can do before your child swims. You need to bear in mind what you can do after your child has finished swimming, and then any change that you need to make on wash days. So three points. All right, so before swimming, I'll just give very few points because I want this to be pretty brief. I always have questions at the end and it tends to drag us. So the thing is, before swimming, I'll mention 2 tips for you. The first one is get your child a well-fitting swim cap. So swim caps are not 100% perfect, but if you get one that fits properly, then most of the hair is kept dry, and you find out that it's only the perimeter of the head, of the hairline, that gets in contact with the chlorine water, which is a good thing because majority of the hair, the long hair strands and all of that, are not saturated with chlorine water, and then we don't have the issue that I talked about earlier. All right, so get a good, well-fitting swimming cap. It needs to fit. If it doesn't fit well, there's no point. You might as well not use a swim cap. All right, because your child will get into the pool even with the swim cap. By the time they are done and they remove the cap from their head, you just see water pour out. that has happened to us a couple of times. And then another thing that can help with the swim cap, I found this information a couple of months ago, is you can get a swimming headband or a swim headband. So it's a headband that you put, ideally supposed to help cover the ears as well. So you can also put that, you can get that. There's a lot of it on Amazon. You can actually put that to secure the swim cap even better if it fits well. So if you do that and you get the swim band and you put it together, what you find is that your child's hair is dry by the time they're done with their swimming lesson or their swimming practice. And if your child's hair is dry, then of course you can continue start off school with your regimen. All right, you don't have to change your shampoo, you don't have to add on a new shampoo because the child's hair is not coming in contact with chlorine water, you know. But then of course sometimes it's inevitable that, you know, that the chlorine water will come in contact with your child's hair. Now, another thing that you can do, let's ditch the swim cap for the second tip, right? Make sure that your child drenches her hair with tap water or clean water. All right, now why is this helpful? This is helpful because hair is porous. I'm sure a lot of you have heard porosity. Hair is porous, and that simply means things can flow through it, in and out of the hair strand. So this is a hair strand. Something that is moisture, you know, products can flow through it, in and out. So now when you drench your child's hair with tap water before they get into the pool, hair is like a sponge, all right? It swells, it absorbs that tap water. And then what happens is when your child gets into the pool, there isn't much more space within the hair strand for it to absorb chlorine water. So now if your child goes into the pool with her hair just dry, it just goes in there, the hair gets into the pool, and it just drinks up all that chlorine water, which is what you don't want. So instead, have your child completely saturate their hair with water before getting into the pool. If your child has the practice at school and you are not there to give that instruction, you can give that instruction with the swim coach at school. You can have a meeting with them or send a message to them that you want your child to make sure that she drenches her hair or saturates her hair with clean water, tap water, before she has her swimming practice or her swimming lesson. It's actually really helpful. So those are 2 tips that can help you before your child gets into the pool. Now, after swimming, a good thing to do will be to rinse the hair with clean water. So for the child that didn't use a swim cap, when you rinse, you're also rinsing away any chlorine water that your child's hair may have, held on to. So it helps to wash away most of it. It may not remove 100% of it, but it will remove most of it. All right. And if your child wore a swim cap and by the time she removes it, there's chlorine water, some parts of her hair are still wet and all of that, you can have her rinse her hair with the tap water. All right. So that just helps to remove a lot or most of the chlorine from their hair. Now, I know it's not always feasible for you to wash your child's hair after they have their swimming lesson or their swimming practice, depending on your lifestyle, depending on how much time you have, and depending on if they have the swimming lessons quite often. Because for a child that swims maybe 4 times a week, are you going to wash the hair? Because I know a lot of people say, okay, after swimming, it's good to wash the hair. Why are you going to wash your child's hair 4 times in a week? That is actually going to do more harm than good, because you're going to dry out that hair just by the mere act of washing. All right. So what I would advise is stick to the regimen that works for you, right? And then when wash day comes, and remember I mentioned that I'm giving you tips for 3 points in the care: before swimming, after swimming, and wash day. Now we're on wash day. When it comes to wash day, you must use a shampoo that can lift chlorine. You need a shampoo that can lift chlorine. Anybody whose child is swimming, you must invest in a shampoo that can remove chlorine. And now if you join my Healthy Hair Soundbites online course, I actually have shampoo recommendations for people who have this issue. That's one reason to join my course. So I'll actually teach you, give you the pointers, give you the actual products that you can get to keep your child, your swimmer's hair healthy. All right. So one thing you must have is that you must have a shampoo that can lift chlorine. Absolutely important. The sulfate-free is good. It should still remain a part of your regimen, but because your child is a swimmer, you need something that will remove chlorine. Very important. The second tip I'll give you for wash day is you must deep condition on every wash day, and it should be a moisturizing deep conditioner. Of course, you can throw in the protein conditioning, and I can teach you all of that on my online course, but you need to embrace moisturizing deep conditioning on every wash day if your child is swimming. It benefits you. If your child doesn't swim and you do this, it's fine. But if your child is swimming, it's an absolute must. Why? Remember I said chlorine tends to dry out the hair because it can bind to the hair and create a barrier to moisture. So you need something to keep putting moisture back in your child's hair. You need something that keeps infusing moisture, that keeps infusing nutrients, that keeps infusing humectants. And if you do these things I've said, you will find that even though your child is a swimmer, even though her hair tends to be drier than how it was before she was swimming, you will find that you still retain length. I had that issue. Okay, when my daughter started swimming more often, I'm like, oh my God, is this hair going to thrive? Is it going to thrive? But then I've done these things, we've put these checks and balances in place, and her hair is getting longer, which means that we are retaining her length. All right. On the whole, her hair is drier than her sister's hair because the older sister doesn't swim as often, so she doesn't have as much contact with chlorine water. But despite the fact that we have this contact with chlorine water, because we are caring for the hair optimally, okay, we're making sure that we don't let the chlorine bind to the hair so often, and we're removing chlorine every time we wash, and we're also making sure that we're just loading that hair with moisture, with moisturizing conditioners, with moisturizing treatments. Her hair is thriving. her hair is thriving. So those points I can give you. If you join the Healthy Hair Soundbites online course, I can of course give you so much more information. Your child is swimming, you live abroad, whatever it is, I'm on hand to help you. I'm on hand to solve all your issues. So that is the quick, I did it in 15 minutes or less. That is the quick hair care information I want to give you this evening for people who have children who swim, because I know it is a point of concern. I've had quite a couple of mothers ask me, my daughter swims, I don't know what to do. My daughter swims, how should I manage her hair? My daughter swims, and all of that. So hopefully with these points, you will be able to manage your child's hair care much better. Okay, you just need to get that chlorine out. You need to keep it away as much as possible, and I have given you pointers for that. Oluwa Tidamilola, thank you for joining. Isiro Juliet, thank you for joining. If you're just joining us, I was talking about hair care for swimmers. So if you have a child who swims, I've given a couple of points as to how you can care for their hair in a way that it will continue to thrive, flourish, and retain length. Excuse me. So are there any questions before I call it a night? I know this was really brief, but I'm trying to keep things brief because I notice people don't like staying on too long. So are there any questions you have based on what I've taught you, or any hair care questions? So while I'm waiting for questions, to join my online course, all you have to do is click the link in my bio. There's a link there where you can register. And once you do that, you're all set. It starts in October, so there's still some time. It starts in October, and you get my video lessons. So I teach you via video. You get video lessons. Like I said, you get a live coaching call. So we actually have a Zoom call, and I attend to your issues, your child care issues, all the issues you're having. I review your regimen. I review your products. I review everything for your child, and I set you on a better regimen. You also have all sorts of downloads that will assist you. You have video demonstrations. I know a lot of people want that. How should I do this? How should I shampoo? How should I apply the conditioner? How should I trim my child's hair? All of that you get on my online course. And of course, you get access to all the content for 3 months, and you have access to me as your support coach for 3 months as well. Isn't that amazing? So it's not just all the DMs here and there. Yeah. My daughter swims every Saturday. Do you recommend washing every week? Like I was saying earlier, what is your regular regimen? So the thing is, washing once a week, if your lifestyle can accommodate it, I would say go for it. But for some people, it's not feasible. If your lifestyle can accommodate you washing your child's hair every Saturday, go for it. That means you have the time to do it. It's not a struggle, it's not a hassle, it's fine. It's fine. But if your lifestyle cannot do that, like, okay, you said, I wash her hair every 2 weeks otherwise. So if every 2 weeks works for you, stick to every 2 weeks. Just make sure that on wash day, you are using a shampoo that removes chlorine. Like I mentioned, you need a shampoo that can lift chlorine and lift minerals that are strong as chlorine. And you must use a moisturizing deep conditioner on that wash day. It's very important. So when we remove the chlorine, we now put in moisture. So you keep the integrity of the hair. You keep the integrity, the structural integrity of the hair. You don't let it get compromised by the chlorine. That's just how it works. So if you can do once a week, if your life can manage once a week, my own life cannot manage once a week washing. If it can, fine. If your life can manage every 2 weeks washing, do that. Just make sure that on those wash days, you are doing the most. You are, using your swimmer's shampoo, and you are moisturizing. I hope that helps. Oyilolus. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll call it a very good evening. Any other questions? If you're just joining us, the replay will be on. so that you can listen from the beginning. I was talking about hair care for swimmers. Feidupe Jael Shilia. Oh my goodness. Instagram names can be a mouthful. Place of delight. Hi, thank you guys for joining. So if there are no more questions, or if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section, and once I see it, I'll be very, very happy to attend to it for you. So I guess this is a good night. Remember, if you need more help with your child's hair, if you know that you've been struggling and you're tired of struggling, if you know that caring for your child's hair tends to be a point of frustration for you, then I will encourage you to join my online course. I teach you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know, whether it's products, whether it's techniques, whether it's handling, whatever it is, I teach you everything that you need to know so that your child's hair will thrive, so that you solve your issues, because some issues can actually be solved. Okay, even things like making wash days easier. I actually teach that. I teach that on my course because I find a lot of mothers struggle with that. On wash days, their children are running away, they are crying. We talk about that on the course, and I teach you a better way to handle your child's hair. So if you know, handling your child's hair, managing your child's hair, caring for your child's hair has not been the best experience, I will encourage you to join my online course. It's for 3 months. You have me as a support code for 3 months. For 3 months, you have all the information you need. I hold you, I guide you, and trust me, before you're halfway through the course, your child is already blossoming. All the ladies that I've taught have said that. So out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, huh? All right, then. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If there are no more questions, I will call it a night, and I'll see you guys next week with another topic which I feel will be very helpful for you to know. Thank you so much for joining me. For everybody who stayed to the end, I'm grateful. Have an amazing night. I love you, and God bless. Bye.